Hello, hello, hello. There we go. There's some sound. All right. How's everyone doing today? I feel like I need to put like the little thing in the corner or something just to support my wife. um, Happy Chinese New Year's, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Mine has been crazy. Snow everywhere. It's it's funny. Years and years ago, I was in, yeah, I guess I was in Maryland. We had like one, I guess I was actually, I can't, I say years and years, but it was like, I guess 10 years ago. No, it would be 11 years ago. We had like a foot and a half of snow, and then a week later we had another foot and a half of snow. We had like 5 inches like a week ago, and now we're having more snow today. It's kind of funny. Um, just enough that my wife had to take my, you know, she had to take my car, so I'm stuck with a little Toyota. I don't know what it is. It's a Toyota. I don't know. I don't even know. It's a little tiny car. It's a car that I'm not going to drive. So my vehicle is gone for the day because of the snow. Anyway, we're stuck inside where it's warm. Um, Not a huge morning as far as kind of movement goes. We've had the pop in oil, 24-hour pip change, 14, 21, 9, 6, 17. Obviously not crazy movement there. EU economic forecast was kind of what we expected. It was kind of blah. There's been other news already to overshadow it. Unemployment claims, miss. Um, Better than before, but also worse at the same time. There was a correction up to 812. The forecast was 755, coming in at 793. Shows that we are not out of the woods. And if you heard Todd speak, he was kind of mentioning like, oh yeah, we're not out of the woods yet. It's like, no, this is first time claims. This is not continuing claims. So this is not necessarily the best number to have higher, but is no, it's not Toyota Prius. Oh, Jinjin, what are you doing? What? Stop. So my wife put on like YouTube Kids, and it asks you math problems, and if you get the math problem wrong, it sends you all these weird websites. What are you doing? Um, so yeah, unhappy stuff. A couple big things in news though. Obviously we had OPEC talking about demand dropping. I brought that up earlier. Last week they were talking about supply is down. Market manipulators. And then today they're like, oh, demand has dropped. Market manipulators. So yeah. Put it this way: if this is what OPEC say, hey, shh, I'm working. Here, you want this out? All right, there. I working. Um, oh Jesus, what are you getting into here, Justin? Obviously, I would say that this number is probably a little bit higher, right? If this is what they're, stop hitting the buttons. You're messing stuff up. Stop. She sees a keyboard now. She's like, no, I want to type. I want to help type. It's like, no. This is probably higher, and we're seeing some, obviously we're seeing a reaction in oil off of it because it's like, whoa, what? So not surprised. Other things we've heard, obviously in the latest news, it's what is Larry Flint worth? So Larry Flint, he passed away on Wednesday. He passed away yesterday, and everybody of heart failure at 78. So I feel like he lived a good life, right? If he made it to 78 and then had died of heart failure, there's a lot worse things that guy could have died from up until 78 years old. So thank you, Larry, for all your contributions. Some of your political battles were some of the best, though. Powell talked about obviously the slumping economy, gloomy, Mr. Negativity as always. They found a good face for him as well. I don't know if you guys can see this. Forex Factory has upped the meme game. Stop, Jen. No, I don't want the truck here. They have upped their meme game. Again, it's not quite as good as Janet's, but it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's pretty decent. But again, painting a really gloomy picture of U.S. employment. Again, the pandemic. Talking about being patiently accommodative. Peaches and cream. But again, not a huge market. We haven't had crazy movement off of it, so that's kind of the biggest things that we're looking at. Purchasing power drops to record low. It is what it is. I mean, having a weak dollar is not bad. I mean, yeah, we can't purchase stuff from overseas as much, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And more people can buy stuff from the United States. So it's not, there's always this long debate whether we want a super strong dollar or super weak dollar. I mean, honestly, the biggest issue with a weak dollar, and strong dollar debate has always been like, okay, what happens with, oil? Can we buy it? Is it going to be too expensive? Yada, yada, yada. But, this administration is like, no, we don't want to use oil. We have 1 year, we're not going to use any more oil again, and that's kind of their rationale for the whole thing, that we don't need oil anymore, that we just come up with all this other stuff. So the dollar's strength or weakness doesn't necessarily matter as much. And think of it like this, right? If the dollar is weaker, right, that means that you tend to go into more of an inflationary period. It also means that our debt is not worth as much money anymore, right? Because it's weaker, right? China does not want that to happen, so it's kind of an interesting play against China having a weaker dollar, because then again, with their debt not being worth as much as what it was before, it doesn't buy as much anymore. It's not necessarily something that they would necessarily want. So it's kind of an interesting game you play with the value of your currency. That's his good face. Yeah. That's his good face. That's his good face right there. I wonder. Wait, hold on. Let's see. I got to do it. Larry's face is okay. They could have come up with. There's much. Larry could have had a much worse one in there. It's like, yeah. I don't know. Like, I almost feel like they should have had not the actual Larry. I feel like it should have been Woody Harrelson. I thought Woody Harrelson did a great job. I thought that movie was awesome. I thought it was a great movie. So yeah, I think they should have used Woody Harrelson. Everybody like, wait, that guy's not Larry Flint. Woody Harrelson, that's Larry Flint, right? When you become, the actor that plays you is more famous than you. Right? Like, that's like Goodfellas, right? Like, if you saw a picture of the real guy, you'd be like, wait, what? What? None of the guys look the same. Like Casino, same thing, right? Casino, right? Larry Rothstein. The real guy is not as big, but I will say, what's it called? The little guy. God, I can't think of his name in the movie. Man, that was a good character portrayal. They look very much. And like, going back, like, yeah, exactly. So, all right, that's all we got to look forward to today. There's nothing really else. Tomorrow morning, GDP number for, the pound. It's also a preliminary number, so that should be pretty interesting. I like preliminary numbers because it's kind of like your first guess, and we know it is truly just a guess. But I think it could be interesting. I mean, coming in at 0.5, people see that and are like, wait, what? How do I say this? It provides good opportunity, right? Is it really a true reading of what their GDP is? No. People are going to be like, oh, it's much lower than 16%. Yeah, but the 16% was not really a real number either. I mean, you were down 20% the time before, so it's not real, right? But 0.5 is kind of a more real number, so it'll be interesting. And like I said, I think it'll set the UK session off. Remember, tomorrow is Friday, so the UK market will kind of dry up rather fast, right? It's one of those things that will kind of dissipate by really by 11 o'clock, right? Things will be disappearing. So could be a trade of a morning. We could see big movement in the pound dollar, pound yen, and the euro pound tomorrow. But that's kind of it. I don't see anything else going into Friday. Remember, it is a holiday weekend, at least for the U.S. So I see a lot of U.S. traders. I think tomorrow afternoon, it will start to kind of dry up a bit, right? I mean, long weekend. There's some snow forecasts coming in. There's a couple different factors that are in play. All right, so I don't think tomorrow is going to be as great of a trading day in the afternoon. I think it'll be very low volume. And with the very low volume, we could have some moves, right? But again, they'll be a little bit more sporadic, up, down, left, and right. Yeah, DeVito. No. Yeah, not DeVito, but like I'm saying, the character that he was playing, I can't think of the character's name. Now you're gonna make me look it up. Casino cast. Where is it? He played. What was the character's name? Nicky Santoro, right? Yeah, Nicky Santoro. So the real Nicky Santoro looks a lot like him, right? Nicky and his brother. And that part was real, by the way. That was a real thing. They did kill him, although they didn't kill him in Vegas. They killed him in like Chicago in real life. But they did kill him. Nicky did die. But yeah, very, very similar. I watched an entire documentary on it. That one, and then I watched there was a documentary on Henry Hill, also, the real Henry Hill. who I believe is still alive, but doesn't look anything like Ray Liotta. Doesn't look anything like him. But yeah, and he's it's Robert De Niro's character in real life was much more dangerous than he was in the movie. They toned him down a bit. Yeah. Cornfield. Yeah, it wasn't a cornfield, but it was a cornfield in Illinois or whatever. They brought him back out to talk to the commission in Chicago. Yeah. Good throwing. I did like it. The documentary was pretty good too. Hearing it, like I said, the movie softened it a little bit, but he said that he was like, yeah, those two guys were absolutely vicious killers. They were unbelievable. Yeah, crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. All right, let's dive over and go into the charts. There we go. All right, so we're super close to areas that we've mentioned before in the Aussie. We needed that to bump a little bit more. I mentioned yesterday the 77, 74. We're so close. I mean, it's literally right there. We got within 2.7 pips for it. For Friday, it's kind of one of those things. It's, we've had a lot of dollar weakness, and we've been talking about the dollar weakness. We could have a decent rollover, right? And it's an interesting area. I like it. It is, it is high in the curve. It's not the extreme range of the curve. We have had a major push in the last 12 hours against the dollar. Obviously, the gloomy situation for the unemployment is not really the best thing of what you're looking for. But it's kind of like, it's one of those things. It's like, do you get into it? And it's, I don't know. This is one of those things that I struggle with personally. I don't really like trading much past like 10, 11 o'clock on Friday. It's there. It's already starting to turn. It made another attempt back again. I just feel like, we're going to run out of steam real quick on this one. If you are short in the position, I would kind of be a bit cautious with taking this and holding this much past 77.40. You may have gotten independent on your broker to the downside, but with this starting to base in here, I think it'll have a little bit of an issue coming through. And then it's really where do we start next week? Now, if we pull back from here, this is definitely an area I'll be focused on Sunday night, as well as on an hourly. There's one sitting right above it as well, yeah, which is the extreme level of the curve. I'm kind of looking at these two levels, right? The 78.08. I mean, again, if we do nothing but pull back down again, I'll use that level, or I'll use the gap depending on where we close. The 77.74 and then the 77.40 are kind of different levels that I'm looking for. Remember, lately we've seen the way that the dollar is active. We early Monday we tend to have dollar strength in the market. Now remember, Monday is going to be a funky day to trade because the U.S. markets are closed. Okay, currency markets are obviously open, but with U.S. markets closed, there's not as much, U.S. influence, so they can kind of jack it around. So Sunday night into Monday, the European session will tend to be one that, hey, listen, they want to make it strong, great, they're going to make it strong. If they want to make it weak, they're going to make it weak, and there's nobody to stop them. So the UK session for the dollar, and particularly in the overnight too, they can run rampant. There's nothing that U.S. traders can do to stop them. There's no counterbalance effect available for that one. It's interesting. You got a gigantic knot in your hair. There we go. So again, I'd be looking for a short. I like this one, to the short side. Like I said, if you're already in, great. Look for profit targets down here at 77.40. It just got so close. At this point, if there's any pop into there, I wouldn't be necessarily interested in taking it. Now, dollar yen looks very, very similar. Okay, we had a level. Again, we tagged the level once with this basing ahead of time. It's like, yeah, it's going to break. It's going to break. It's going through. But we didn't really have a trade set up until we broke the 86, the 80 level lower. So, it's one we had there. It wasn't one that we had a trade set up on. Again, this, 4 or 5 hours of literally basing right below it. Again, telltale sign it's going to break to the top side. For this, again, bring it up to a 4 hour, you can see that there's not really anything up there for a ways. If I go up to a daily, you guys can see that the first daily zone is really, it's way up there. It's hitting way high from where we are right now. So, again, kind of looking for more of a pullback in the Aussie yen. And I don't know if we'll get it today or not. Like I said, the Australian session is closed. We'll have some some yen movement. Kind of waiting to see if we can put a top in, and then that'll give me a short level for next week. I would like to find a short entry in the Aussie yen, but I just don't have it right now. And this wasn't a zone that I was necessarily interested in taking. The way we took it here, and then this basing, it's like, yeah, it's not going to hold. So. We could use it for a Harry Potter there too. Instead of just using this zone lower, we could also put a smaller one in here, right? And in this case, your 1 to 3 is fine. We should be able to get down to 1 to 5. 1 to 1 to 3. The 1 to 5, not so much, but we could set another one with a break of kind of here, right to the downside. And like I said, this one may not be a today thing. This one may be more of a Sunday night type situation. If we can kind of come up and stabilize on top of this line, but again, at base, that's your telltale sign we're going to drop. All right. Euro yen. So euro yen, we had an area here, right? It had been tested, and again, it touched it again, so it was kind of one of those ones we need to be cautious with. It did go right above the zone, and again, in spot currencies, this was not a fresh zone. You can see that the original zone actually started here. There was the original zone, and again, there's your original. You could say 1, 2, 3. And there's 4. You could use this touch. But again, it was one of those ones that it's hit way too many times to take a short, at least in spot currency. It was a nice pop up. So again, you could have taken a Nadex position, but this is definitely a no-no for spot. And I mean, I can drop it down to the 30-minute here, and you guys can see. Hit here, just based off of this level. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is what went through. Okay. So again, if you were looking for a small position, looking for a push down, Nadex possible, not in spot. You wouldn't want to touch this one in spot currencies. Right now, I would say, I'd say this one is probably due to come back down. Kind of the same thinking. I mean, it's set up the same kind of way as the Aussie yen, right? We were pushing higher. We're looking at some zones, but none of the zones are really necessarily great to take, particularly in the spot realm. And I would, expect a rollover if you are short. Targets down here at 126.67. I was actually expecting more of a euro play this morning off the economic news. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get it. Let's see. Here's the European Open up, and then here's where the European news came out, was right here. Okay, so we got an early pop in the euro, and I really feel like the market was setting this one up for a big short, and then it just kind of didn't come in. Like, I feel like the news, when it came out finally, right here at 5 o'clock, it wasn't as bad as what they thought it was going to be. And I thought it was going to be much worse. I thought we were going to hit this level and roll all the way back down again to the 126.50. So I'm kind of surprised. I think everybody was surprised that the message was not as clear as what they had originally thought it was going to be. Okay. I think it could have been much, much better, but it wasn't. Hold on one sec, guys. Melissa just messaged me. What does she want? Okay, sorry. I was getting all nervous. I was like, oh God, why is she messaging me? She knows I'm in the middle of a chart score right now. I was like, she didn't try to leave, did she? My wife, you guys know I love my wife. You guys know I love her. I talk about how great she is all the time. My one concern though is she is not the best driver. And there's like last week when she tried to pull my car out, she slid sideways and ended up hitting the side of her car, but it didn't cause any like actual damage, thankfully. But yeah. So sorry about that. I was like, oh God. Anyway, look for this one to come down. Again, there's a little area that we're going to run into, but 126.67 is probably a decent level. Going across pound yen. So pound yen, yeah. Pulled the short, came down, tagged to 1 to 3, and then look at this crap. It was so close to tagging again, and it got within 4 pips. 4 picks of going for another short. And again, what do we see? We see this one, a yen-based pair heading to the downside. It's got nice movement. Unfortunately, we got front run on this one. There's nothing we can do about it. Hopefully, somebody was able to get this one out there. The UK Open was right here. So as soon as I saw it rallying, I was like, oh, this is good. It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock right here. I'm like, oh, just give it one more hit for the US Open, but it rolled ahead of time. So it sucks. It happens. It's moved about 25 pips already in the last hour. For Friday. So I would say though, expect this one to come in and bounce off the 144.50 area. It's a decent bounce. I mean, it's not the freshest. It was actually originally created here, and then we took the nice pop, and it's been tested once. So we know that buyers are going to step in that range. So just be a bit cautious for this one, guys. I'm just afraid that you're not gonna be able to do too much more with this one. I will say going into Sunday, though, remember, we still have this level down here, the 143.90 area. It's got a bit to chunk through, but this big wick right here, it should be able to, if it clears, if we can clear the 144, we should be okay with a little bit of a hiccup to the downside, down to the 144-ish area. This one, I like the way this one is setting up because we are not going to have a whole lot of yen interference. This one is going to be a pretty much pound play on Sunday night. Okay. And this one, I got a lot of levels I'm looking for. So I'm looking at kind of this level up here again, right? Looking at this level here for Sunday night. I am looking at potentially this level here for Sunday night. And I am looking for this level here on Sunday night. So basically what I'm telling you is Sunday night, I'm pretty busy with this pair. But these are the three main levels that I'm kind of focused on, and we'll see whatever else establishes during the day, okay? But those are the three that I'm focusing on, and if I had to draw the curve level right now, I would say my curve level is kind of right there with that range, right? We're coming into the middle range right now, but for Sunday night, we kind of reset those things, all right? Pound dollar. So pound dollar on the hourly, look at this. We are so close again. Up top, there was a small minor level, although, you know, it was a decent turn based off of this, but I really didn't like the candle formation. So for me, unfortunately, there wasn't really a trade setup in here. You know, again, I just didn't like the formation. It was a decent push down. It didn't tag anything. It's having some issues now. I do think it will break. I think that this one will come down before we see a level of a bounce, probably down here. Yeah, probably. We're going to have issues with this entire area. So probably kicking in at the 137.70. See the way we have this where it's a lot of wicks, but it's like a wick here, a higher wick, higher wick, higher wick, higher wick, higher wick, higher wick. All these higher wicks on this one, again, show a bunch of different buyers in there. So levels I'm looking for here on Sunday would be here, the prior gap area, right? There's a gap in there. Obviously, I'm going to be focused on kind of this upper section here, a gap there. And then I'm also looking at a potential level probably here, but a little bit lower than what this green is showing, right? Again, I like the way this formation. So those will be the three. And again, if I had to draw my Sunday night curve on this one, I'd probably draw it in that range right there. All right. Joel, the government. Joel, I don't think Joel watches these sessions, but Joel cracks me up. The government knows what's best for all of us. He says he doesn't attend the sessions because he's trading, but he's on Discord a lot. Euro pound. Come on, click it. There we go. All right, so Euro pound, I also thought we would get more of a reaction. So most of the movement in the Euro pound initiated from this 3 o'clock Euro open. It was an okay level. I mean, it's a level that we touched a few different times, and we were there, and it kind of started to form a stabilization. There was a way to trade this on the hourly. On the 30-minute, you can see that there was the pullback, right? The pullback at this one occurred right around 2:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, and then again, most of the movement, a majority of it, came up to right about here, right? And when I say majority, we're talking 19 pips. We're not talking about anything earth-shattering. We had a little 4-pip pullback with the 5 o'clock European economic release, and then all it did was continue to push higher. So, oh, you did it again. Stop. Why you keep hitting it? No. Do not spend money on mommy's. Oh, God. She's buying something with. I don't even know what that is, but you should not be doing that. No, you should not be buying stuff on mommy's tablet. Hold on, guys. I gotta adjust something for her real quick. You want Blippi? Or you want Cars? Car. Okay. There. Watch Cars. She's got something add up like, trying to approve a transaction for 11 hoppy bits or something. It's like no, don't do that. My wife would be mad about that one. But anyway, in the euro dollar or euro pound, I think this is a decent level. It's a 30-minute zone. Had a nice reaction off of it. We need to go just a little bit farther. But I think this is probably a decent thing. Will we take it today? You could, but I'd be cautious. I mean, it's rather small. You're only talking about a 5-pip risk on this one. It will run out of steam, but again, we may have enough movement in the afternoon preparing for Sunday night, right? And I do think it was a decent level. If you look to the back, again, there was an area of nothing, so we created a new level there. It was only a 1-candle base as well for the drop, so not bad. Keep that one marked. Euro dollar. So I was looking for euro dollar to go a bit higher. I do have an alert up here at 121.66. That is actually, and you can see that it's kind of sliced through. It's actually a little bit of a refined zone. It does, blend at the hour, 30-minute, and 15 all together. We kind of the same thing. We need some more dollar weakness. We don't need dollar strength stepping in. Unfortunately, against the euro is weak too. So it's kind of I don't know. It's all right. It's a level. right? I mean, we have to respect that it's a level that it's sitting there, right there. But Friday, is it a Friday quality trade? I don't know. But again, it is a decent level. I like it. If we just kind of stumble and stay sideways here, then yes, I am looking for this as a Sunday night level there. And I'm also looking for probably, I'd like this level better, but again, I'd see kind of with this level here in the middle, right at 121, right, would also be the level that, with the right balance or with the right movement, I could be interested in. But my Sunday night curve for this one would be sitting from here to there. Okay. Dollar CAD. So Dollar CAD is in kind of we had a Harry Potter trade set up on this one, and it pushed through, it based, and kind of came back again. And we're sitting in the zone right now. I don't think this one is a very large risk either. There's only about 12, 15 pips in there. This one we need more dollar weakness and CAD strength. Oil is not helping this one today. The oil news was good, but it's one of those things when you talk about lower demand, as an exporter of oil with lower demand, it does kind of hurt the Canadian currency. So normally we see, the CAD and oil kind of go lockstep together. But right now, again, lower demand does not necessarily help this situation at all. Right? It just is what it is. But I'd like to see this one come down. As I said, the entry in this one was 126.73. We had the base pushing down to 126.26. Hate that it's Friday. Wish it was Thursday. Hate that this one is not going to, have the ability to come all the way down. Like I said, I think the Friday trading tomorrow is going to really slow this down. Right? I really think that's going to slow this one down. I wish we had oil inventory today. Is kind of, I guess, what I'm saying. Right? So watch for that to drop. Dollar Swiss, don't have the basing yet. We're still waiting for additional basing on this one. I do think this one, if we go a little bit lower, kind of come sideways and look for a pop, I think we could, it's not bad. I could be swayed, right? I mean, I could be swayed if we can get a little bit lower there. The basing is occurring like we talked about, but I wanted it down to the 81.88. I'm sorry, the 88.81 level. Tomorrow with no news, again, is going to be the issue, right? We just don't have any U.S. news. We needed one more push down before we took this one higher. So yeah, I mean, set yourself an alert. You can enter the zone. You know what? Actually, let's just do it this way. We'll just go ahead and set it this way, and we'll draw it. I can delete this now. Delete. Nope. Delete. Right there. Right there. Doesn't stop. You're hitting the keyboard again. It doesn't work when you hit the keyboard. You're not helping Daddy today. Something along those lines. If we can get down there. So yeah, watch that one. I think this is going to be slow, though, with lack of U.S. news. But watch that. Dollar again. As you can see, no entries on this one. Still holding sideways, but we do have that tested level there. This one kicked in, yesterday at 4? Right? Right at the open, right at the close? Yeah, we're good. So again, this one is still valid. Nope, don't need text. Jijin, stop. I can't. I'm like, why is the mouse not working? It's because some little girl is driving her cars on the buttons. Right there. Okay. And again, look for a push to there. Move these to the side, there, and there. Up top. And you guys can see the 1 to 3 is fine, but that'll bring us to the extreme back closer. Jinjin, no, the dinosaur does not want to go over. Now, again, don't be surprised if this one goes sideways. There's no USUs today, and again, tomorrow, holiday weekend, it's going to end up real early. So, yeah, but this one's going to have issues breaking into this middle area. All right, just be cautious with this one. I think this is going to be more of an issue, but decent zone again. Drop, sideways drop, one retest off of a parabolic retracement move. So yeah, and here I'll put the time. Whoops! Stop! Jinjin, you're going to have to go sit on your chair. Then stop. The dinosaur should not walk on the keyboard, please. All right. So I know Carl is mad about this one. Get it off. That's last warning. No more. Oh, she's trying to buy stuff with her mother's tablet again. Jinjin, you need to stop hitting this. I don't know what this is. Here. I'm going to screen lock you here, Jinjin. All right. So Carl is mad about this one, I'm sure. Here was a 15-minute chart set up with the open and missed by a very, very little tiny bit, and it just tagged profit target. So I really hope that on his machine he got in on this one, because if not, Carl gonna be mad. Actually, Carl's wife gonna be mad. But yeah, there was your trade of the morning off the open. There's your 9:15 candle. There's your 9:30 candle, and it got so close. So I don't know. Actually, now I'm curious. Let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna go across. Let me see. Where's NQ? I'm dropping down. Hold on. I'm just trying to see if it triggered by seconds. No, not the daily. Why is it on the daily? Curious to see if he would have got in over here. Maybe. It's not as clean though. Let me see. Yeah, I think Carl would have. I think he would have got in. Here, I'll flip it back. Looks like he would have got an entry. Looks like it looks like it would have came up enough to grab it. And again, it's a little bit higher, but yeah, it's close. It's close. So maybe he did get it, but yeah, he wouldn't have got it over here. So trades in for the day. Like I said, that's an area we definitely need to watch out for. It's going to be approximately sitting around 13,750. I would say the comments this morning, obviously, the push to the downside shows, again, negative comments. Not necessarily what you want to hear. The impulse move is down. People are profit taking now around 10 o'clock, as well as a reversal. I would say that, most likely it will come down further. If I had to draw a curve level right now on this one, I'd say that that's probably the curve level right there. Look for, a decent kind of reversal level. It is a 30-minute, 15-minute, and I believe an hourly level, all at 13,630. Carl and Sean have inside people for pre-market trades. Yeah, they're called the 15-minute time charts. Actually, I won't even tell you. So Carl this morning messaged me, and he's using the violation. He's all over like these violated zones now. So Carl is going crazy with Harry Potter trades. He's like, "Is there a way that I could limit them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you kind of." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I know I've asked for it before, but I never followed up with Matt on it. But yeah, there's ways to do it." But yeah, so I would say look for bounces off 13,630 today. Same rationale tomorrow. I think this one will kind of end up early with a holiday weekend. So it's going to be like kind of like an abbreviated session. So today is like the last full day. This afternoon will probably be pretty decent. I just need the alert on the new 15-minute zones. I have alerts. I have them, but you don't. Will, did you get into this one? And I believe I don't know. Does this one? I don't think this one. Where is it? I don't know. A response. No, there's no alert in that one. No. But yeah, I do have an alert. I would have on the 30, but missed the 15. Yeah, and it's one of those things. There's the 30. The 30 missed on this one too. But again, depending on your data, maybe not. But yeah, ideally the 15-minute ones at the open have been the key, right? The 15 minutes at the open, right? But I would say, look for a little bit of a bounce and a push down to 1630 on this today. S&P. Now S&P, interestingly enough, and I'll use this off the bottom, there's the zone. So again, it hit it a few times. Would you have gotten in on this one? I don't know. Probably not. It was the most clean on the NQ. S&P gave us the same move, bounced exactly where it should have bounced. I would say curve-wise, again, this one I'd have to say that probably there is where we should be focused on curve. I actually don't like the S&P chart as much right now. Slate gray. Slate gray. Ooh, that's like blue. I guess I could use that color. I guess that would be fine. Something along those lines. Yeah, Jinjin. Oh, you're not. Don't even ask. No, you're not getting that one. So, I mean, it's all right. I like the NQ better. NQ better. Small zone here. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Small zone there that we'll have a hiccup off of, and then likewise small probably hiccup sitting down here. So this one's kind of boxed in pretty decently. I don't know that we're getting massive movements without a big headline. So it's all right. Dow's quite flat on the hourly. uh, there you go. There's your 30-minute. There's your open at 9:30. So this one got close to hitting the 1 to 3. And this one was a little bit harder, and here's why. Look at this. So when you guys are planning your profit targets, you always like to make sure that there's that much room. But this was hard because, I mean, we had the base here, right? That base was really coming off of this base. I mean, there's your tested base right there, right? Then you could say, all right, well, we got another base here. Well, guess what? We tested off that base. And then you could say that, oh, wait, there's another base right here that these have all tested off of. So in reality, you had to chunk through this zone, and this zone before you got the little 1 to 3. Was it the best setup? No, the NQ was the best trade. I mean, it did go down. Sure, it would have been nice to grab those off the open, right? I mean, it came up, snagged it, and then bam, hammered straight down. But, unfortunately, there was 3 zones, so setting a profit target on this one would have been really difficult. You wouldn't even have made your 1 to 3. So, it's one of those things. It's everybody's like, oh no, this was great. Yeah, it was, but at the same time, you always have to plan for risk to reward. And one of my rules is it's got at least to have that much room to run before we hit anything else. But you could see it had to go through 3. So, I'd say there's a zone a little bit higher. But I mean, I'd say that probably this is a decent curve to watch for today. And if we do have a price running down, this one 31,362. That could be a late afternoon bounce if it continues to push lower. I think it's going to test through. And again, you had a touch here, a little bit of a touch in the 30-minute zone here. I mean, I can drop it to a 30. You guys can see it a little bit easier. Touched here. You could count these as touches, and then another touch here. So I mean, we're at hit number 4 on this one. No reason why we can't punch this one through the roof at this one. This one is pretty much done as far as the ability to sell much more through it. So it's hit its maximum kind of touches. So don't be surprised if we don't punch even higher on this one. Right. And even on the grander scale too, we had the entry in here. We talked about it before about finding a zone. You can see it hasn't quite hit that maximum area. We had talked about this white area. We touched here, we bounced up, and it's been in profit target all week. I mean, this is what we were looking to cover, right? We were looking to cover. Oops, I don't need all that. Let me just move the middle. From that touch, that's what we were looking to get to. Right there, right? And it still hasn't completed. So you're almost out of that original trade. Maybe now, finally, since it's touched 3 times, maybe now we'll finally hit it, right? Maybe now we'll finally get out of that trade from earlier in the week, all right, for you swing traders out there. So yeah, it's been there, right? We're almost a profit. All right, let's go across gold. Gold, not doing much, right? Pretty flat right up there at the same level. And actually, I think, do I have gold over here? I feel like I have gold over here. Yeah, it's a 15-minute. I'll go to a 30-minute. Here, I'll switch to this one. There we go. There's our good friend gold. As you can see, I mean, we've talked about highs and lows, and we're bouncing off the same area. So nothing earth-shattering. I mean, here's where we're now. Yesterday, we were sitting right here. Same exact spot. Went down, touched it, went down, touched it again, and now just kind of sideways. And I mean, if you wanted to draw even a more condensed channel, I mean, you could draw that as your condensed channel right now, right? I mean, really take that one spike out, top, bottom, 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 top, almost bottom, broke, bottom, top, and now we're in the middle. So, kind of an interesting wedge in there more than anything else. Right. So gold is kind of uneventful today. Not a whole lot for the rest of the day, but 1840 is kind of smack in the middle of that range. So, not super excited about anything gold wise. Right. And as I said, we got a level sitting right here that we kind of have to chunk through as well. So yeah, I think the big question is, I mean, this level now, I mean, we had 1, 2, 3. This is hit number 4. So I would expect this to break. The biggest question is, can it get through the 1830 level? 1830 is the last time that this little pullback occurred. Question is, do we see this? A chunk through, a tag of this level, and then a push right back up in. I'm curious if that's what we're going to end up seeing with a lack of any type of news. And again, markets are not open Monday, so the dollar cannot kind of mess around with this one. But no trade setups right now on a dollar. In silver, kind of the same thing. I mean, here's your hourly. Is there any type of impressive movement here? No, not really. I don't think we have anything on our silver chart either. No, I mean, here, if you look at our silver chart, you're literally, yeah, we bounced off the 30-minute level, but excuse me, is it great? No, not really. Not super excited about that one. I mean, it is what it is. It's a blah day for silver. Again, negative comments, but look at this. Hours and hours and hours of no movement. European session is what took us off, and now nothing. So, yeah. All right, let's go across back to good old oil. Go back to this one. There's our hourly. Let's drop it down to a 30-minute. And again, what did I tell you guys yesterday, right? We were driving pre-market news, typically as a sign of a buy. There was your buy. Look at that. How we ended yesterday's session. That's what I said. Dropping in on these lower time frames. There was your 5-minute. There was your drive down into a zone that we had seen before. Buyers here, buyers here, buyers here. There's your 1020, right? There's your 1025, and then boom, oil came out and spiked higher. So again, another news trade. Hopefully one of you guys grabbed this on Nadex. Todd really wants me to put together kind of a new, here, over there. I can't type with that in the way. Too many cars. He really wants me to put together kind of a small duration, kind of binary. No, oh, stop. You're hitting the keyboard again. Kind of talk, right? So yeah. Looks like we're going to probably put it together. After he saw this one, he's like, yeah, we should probably do it. I'm like, okay, we could do it. So yeah, but right now, what do we do with oil right now? I mean, it spiked right back up into that same level. Ooh, where did it go? Right, it's really, really close. After the big push from OPEC, I would expect it to come back down again. Most likely come back down and rest down here at the 58.10, or yeah, the 58.10 area. But it has hit now 1, 2, 3, and we've kind of tagged it a fourth time. This one didn't quite hit, but I'd still count it. It's due to break and go lower. Probably back in here in the 57.50, but right now I'd be short oil today. If we do pull up, and we may get another entry in, but with 1 day left, this one will still have some more movement to the downside. So, not a horrible position, right? Not too bad. It's decent, but yeah, I would say bearish this position today. Okay. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and do the drawing. The baby is getting more and more toys, and she's driving me crazy. I'll give you guys I'll give you 1 minute. We'll go up to 46. Catch up on chat. Just Will talking. Do we have any more? Let's see if there's any more. Mortgage delinquencies increase in the fourth quarter. There we go. EU to make new appeal to U.S. on. You know what? Too late. Oops. No, I didn't want to do that. It's kind of funny. You're going to step up and back us now. Like, you had a guy that was literally going toe-to-toe with China, right? And you didn't support him. And now you're going with a guy that China considers weak, and you're asking for help. It's not going to work. It's so funny. Here's another one, look. They spoke today. Yeah, I love this one. We talked about our fundamental concerns about, our unfair economic practices, right? Yeah, we're really concerned about the economic. Here you go. The economic practices, the crackdown on Hong Kong, the human rights, and then the increasingly assertive actions against religion. I mean, those things really bug us. Do you think China cares? No. China says we're going to halt negotiations till the next presidency. Why? Because they thought it was a better situation than the president than they were dealing with. So yeah, sorry, too late, UK. You done messed that one up. Yeah. It is what it is. We're gonna have to deal with that one. All right, I'm gonna close it down. So yesterday, Silent, he's not here today, but Silent was the winner yesterday. So it looks like we're gonna have a fresh winner for today. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Let's see who takes it today. All right, winner of today's drawing is. Hey, Jinjin, can you say no whammies? Can you say no whammy? Say no whammy. Yeah, you're addicted. You're stuck in your program. All right, today's winner is Marina. Marina, look at that. She comes in. Marina, you only had one, right? Yeah, I was gonna say she never has two. Look at that. Marina takes it again. Let's go over here. She's chomping at Will's heels again. Slow and steady is winning the race. I know. Debbie's like, but what about me? What about me? I haven't won for a while. Sorry, Debbie. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying, Debbie. But I can't like it. If I like make you win, then it's considered rigged. Like it's totally random. I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying, Debbie. I really am. I'm trying, but there's nothing I can do. Right? If Marina steps in, Marina steps in. I can't do it. I think like straight down. Yeah. All right. So with that said, guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow will probably be, a quicker session. Going into a holiday weekend, I expect the U.S. to step out early. We have that pound data. Again, check overnight trades tonight. If we can get the pound to go into a level late night tonight, it could be a nice rollover, nice trade setups based off the UK Open. Hopefully that's what we got. So with that said, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good one.